It's time to gather together. Hi there, I'm Yelta, and I'll be buying the first round while we chat about Final Fantasy XIV. This is episode 215. Pull up a chair and join us. On the menu tonight, we have some thoughts on the Bozjan Southern Front after a couple of weeks. Letter from the Producer Live Part 60, digest released. Play free for up to 4 days in the latest free login campaign. New optional items are available. Watch the latest duty commenced. Reminders and some developer blog. But first, what has been going on this week? Let's shoot the shit, Ruby.
Yo, what up?
Yo, what up? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Happy Halloween, or it will be by the time you guys listen to this, I think. Somewhere close to that anyway. So, ooh, spooky ghost. That's what my son says to me. He runs up to me and says that now. Because it's like everything that's orange and pumpkin is Halloween. So it's Halloween. And we're loving it. Halloween's been fun. I made a costume for where I was Marvin the Martian from Space Jam. Yeah, it was pretty good. If you check out my Twitter if you want to see my Marvin the Martian character. So yeah, things are good, but it's been real busy, like regular life, because Halloween's coming up and all fun stuff, and work life. I've been real busy. October's a busy month for me. It's not to say I haven't been in 14, because I have. I've been on the Bozjan Southern Front, and we've done some cool stuff. I'm just exhausted, I guess is where I'm coming from. Like Yelta and I were talking, and I've talked to many people today that's just like, it's just one of those days. I don't know what it is. But Bozja, it's feeling good. I'm loving it. We had some fun. I've done a number of stints in there. A lot of it's solo. I'll run in there and do some solo stuff on my own, but did some fun groups. I think there was one weekend we all went in together and we got some people ranked up, and I think we were just kind of goofing around and getting everything unlocked for everybody, and it was a fun time. My wife came. It was fun all the way around. So we had a good time with that. And it was one of those, like, we kept popping out to grab people because people kept coming on. It was just one of those, like, I guess when you showed up, we would just kind of bounce out and grab you and come back in, and somebody else showed up, we bounce out and come back in. And that's kind of what's nice about the content. You can just kind of get out and get back in. So we did that, and then I've done another round of it, and we got really good results in the castrum. We did castrum lactase, lacus latour. And we did it, man. We had some great communication in there. I'll let Yelta talk about some of that too if I miss anything here. But I felt like it was great communication. It was my first time, but I had read like a guide or two, kind of knowing. In fact, I listened to Frosty's podcast. He had a few guys on there that were talking about the Southern Front, and I was doing some kind of work thing where I was able to just kind of chill and listen to podcasts for a bit, and I had his going, and it really gave me an insight, especially about the prisoners. Like, they talked about, like, just sprint, go get those prisoners, save them, and I was like, yeah, okay. And so when we actually got into it, and everybody was like, this is the prisoner part, I was like, get them prisoners, let's go. And I didn't even realize it was about the number of chests and stuff. I guess I didn't hear that part of the podcast, but I was like, when we got all those prisoners, that part reminds me a little bit of some of the 1.0 stuff that we used to have, and it reminds me of other MMOs, to be quite honest. I'll save this for we're gonna share our thoughts about Bozja, but that part was very interesting to me, so I didn't want to skip by that without saying that. But we did the castrum. It was fun. Got to see the story. We may have spoilers ahead, gang. If you have not done castrum, lactose intolerant, you may want to listen, mute in a little bit, because we probably will talk about some spoiler. I plan on saying a couple of things, I think.
We're probably spoiler time.
Yeah. But I used castrum not only as a place to, see future story spoilers and kill a bunch of Garleans, but I got my Black Mage to 80, so that was a positive out of that. I started at 72, I believe, and I think that was just a couple of weekends of just screwing around in there doing the fates and all that, and Black Mage to 80, so that was good. And then I brought White Mage in there, and it was 71, and it's now 77, almost 78. So White Mage is feeling good. White Mage is a powerhouse. That's what I took through the castrum. White Mage is pretty friggin' powerful.
It's really strong, especially if you use the right potions and stuff.
Yeah, the ordained drink one of those.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was bothering me the other night when we were popping in and out. I'd have to. I'm going to run out of potions.
Yeah, I had a similar thought about that, and I had a similar thought about that kind of in regards to some of the potions and spells and things. And I went in there one day on my own, just goofing around, and I did some NM farming. I had about 4 deaths left on me. And I was like, let me do this. Our free company member, Kohedi, is like, she does it a lot. And I was like, well, let me just try this. You know, I got repose. I can make this work. And I went out there and I killed a couple of them. And I was like, okay, here's a bunch of crystals. And they were like, death, 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 death. I'm like, well, hello, nurse. I got plenty more death to dish out. There was even one NM I rode up on, and like 3 other dudes rode up on my back. And it was kind of in that one in the very far northeast where it's surrounded by some wraiths and some nasties, some other stuff I think up there. And I kind of stood back, and a couple of guys were like, they were trying their luck or whatever. And then I jumped off my Kieran and I just walked up there and I slipped it and killed it and walked away. I mean, they were going to be chicken about it. I was like, I guess I'll go ahead and knock it out. So that was kind of neat. I like doing that. And what else? So, I got my Astrologian 71, so I could take it in next, because White Mage is going to be finished soon, and I need another healer to bring in there and do some work on. Once I get Astrologian to cap, or I will intermingle this job, Machinist, I think, is what I'll be working on next, because it is 70. And then after that, I will probably do either Dancer or Gunbreaker. I know that sounds wild for your boy Ruby, but Gunbreaker's actually closest.
It's pretty
fun,
60. Actually.
Yeah, and so I think I'm going to do some Gunbreaker. This is the type of content I really don't mind playing a tank in. It doesn't bother me at all, because if everybody dies in this, so I don't feel embarrassed to do something. And so anyway, it's good content. We'll talk about some more of that later. And I did make it rain. I think I did make it rain. It was so fast. I'm not quite sure if I did make it rain.
Did you blink and do it?
I talked to an NPC who had me talk to some NPCs who had some NPCs come up to me, and I gave them some wrong advice, and they gave me some tokens, and they gave me an achievement, I think, and then they said, have a nice day. And then I talked to an NPC that was next to it who let me go into a haunted house that had nothing in it but a glamour dude. And then I was like, okay, bye. So I think I did make it rain. Let me know if I didn't.
That was my recollection. You can do the repeatable quest, but it's for like 100 MGP. Now, granted, you can talk to other NPCs then and hear the stories and whatever,
sure.
And some of them are pretty funny. But it's not...
It's not deep
great.
lore.
I'm
not finding out somebody's secret desire.
It's not good. And what were the rewards? I already forgot. A question mark?
I thought that's what you were alluding to. That you had a question mark over your head.
I did just now. Did you not see it psychically through the?
The purple one. It is
question
purple.
Mark and MGP. Is it purple?
It is purple. Purpley pink, I guess.
I don't know. It wasn't the right shade of purple to impress me. I don't know.
I think it's that hot pink purple.
I'm not. I did that. And 1 to 5 stars. This got like a 1.
I saw complaints early on before I had done it, and I thought, man, these people, come on, what are you complaining about? But there is nothing to it.
Mm-hmm.
I've played longer Commodore 64 titles. I mean, like games with no depth. I think a round of Frogger would take me longer than the Make It Rain.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then I think the Haunted Mansion was just the same one from the previous year or whatever. Yeah. I don't think anything in there changed. Don't get me wrong. I went in there and messed around, but...
Mm-hmm. But Yelta, there's a pandemic. Why are you giving them such a hard time on this content?
I didn't give them a hard time. I'm just disappointed.
Why did you create that petition on the official forums?
It gets a score of meh,
well,
but I'm not going to complain.
At least they didn't delay it, right? They could have put it on a yellow background and delayed the content.
Oh, no, right. Yes! Is that Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Well, we don't have the date for 5.4 yet, so don't take any time off. All right, that's all I did. What'd you do, Yelta?
I did make it rain on my main and alts according to the notes. I did mess around. I was in the Haunted Manor on Yelta, and who was there but Denmo? And Denmo's like waving at me and was like, "Yelta, follow me." And we went and I didn't go check to see if he tweeted some pictures or what, but we were posing and being weird in the music room. So it was fun to see Denmo. It always feels nice when someone's like, "Hey, come on, let's go take some screenshots or whatever."
Was Mr. Face lurking anywhere nearby?
Oh my God, I didn't even see him. He could have been there.
Could have been there.
He could have been watching, stalking us. Like, it wouldn't be the first time Mr. Face watched a group of people take screenshots somewhere.
Bathing. Sunbathing.
Yeah, was it Free Company? It was our Free Company photo shoot. Yeah. Then later on Twitter, someone's like, "Have you seen this, Mr. Face?" And like Ruby's clearly in the pictures, and Mr. Face was saying creepy things about wishing that he had friends like that or something. Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Love Denmo. I did go into. I didn't play much 14 this week, but last week I did go into Bozjan. I hit 15. And we did Castrum. I think I did Castrum a couple times. Mm-hmm. And one of them was with the Free Company, and it went really well. I was very happy. It's not hard, but it's a little bit. I mean, stuff will kill you.
You have to use communication. It's not hard, but you have to communicate. It's a little bit, it's like the 24-man, but you still have to talk. So it's almost like the first 24-man, where you still had to, like, somebody stand on the platform. But it's not mean talk. It's more like, I've got the southwest corner. I've got the east. I've got the north. It's covered. Yeah,
we spent before we started, we're like, no one pull, and people were, like, calling out, I've got,
Need more people north.
Who's up? Who's down? And who's going to do this? And who's going to do that? And I think we saved all 6 prisoners.
We did.
I think, yeah. So I got the healing body piece and a healing hat. Of course, I haven't bothered to put any materia on them, so I'm not using them yet. But
do you like the look?
It's okay. I think it matches the content.
Matches the content for sure.
Yeah,
I think for melee jobs and things, it's more rugged, so it kind of fits them. I don't know, healers and casters. Yeah. I think more, something more flowy or embroidered. Or
well, now they're dyeable, right? Yeah, because I actually think I might dye mine not purple. There's some greens I think it would look really good in, so I probably will wear it, but I want the set before I go in and wear it. But the Free Company, we went together probably since the last recording. We've probably gone in there together as a group 4 times. As a scheduled event.
Yeah.
And the one night we went, I came on because we've been scheduling kind of an early at 7 my time, which is pretty early for some of the Free Company. And then, our usual start time is like 9. Mm-hmm. So people were like, I want to come, but I can't come till 9 or whatever. But no, we just bounced in and out and grabbed people, and people left when they had to go. And I was in there a long ass time the first night. I mean, we did a lot of Bozjan, and I think it was fun. We tried different places to farm things. We, just kind of had a lot of fun playing with the different abilities and stuff. But all right, and then on alt night, Wednesday night usually is my alt night with Raven from my Free Company, and we got our girls through Brayflocks. So I'm assuming Titan is soon because I think getting the cheese is like the last thing. But we didn't play yet this week. It's been pushed. And then the rest of the stuff I think was all on my other alt on Excalibur. I've got a legacy alt that I played, and I just joined a Free Company with her. They wanted to do a photo shoot for their community finder page. We did set up our community finder for Nofig's Bosom, and then... And then, and I went and ran a whole bunch of stuff with my alts. They wanted screenshots. And they also arranged a really awesome Halloween party that I went to.
Wow.
And the basement was they finally got a house. The basement was all decked out in Halloween stuff, including a big stage, and they had a costume contest with prizes, and it was really cute. It was really, really cute. I know people are like, why don't you throw stuff like that? I'm lazy, that's why. And no.
We got a fun committee at work now, and I'm like, don't put me on the fun committee because I'm not very fun. So just
I will
somebody else run the fun
participate.
committee.
I will give feedback, but I am not the organizer of things. It's so funny because Ruby and I are the free company leaders, and I'm not much into organizing people. I'll go if anybody wants to do something, but I'm not the organizer of events.
Yeah. We empower everybody to do events, so that's kind of what makes it even across the board. And we've got some people who like to really spearhead certain events, and so we're like, hey, run with it. It keeps people going. Yep. So we got some groups that are running Deep Dungeon. I think they're doing a 200 run.
Yeah,
and we're still doing the Bozjan stuff, and I think we've put it seems like the mount farming is on a little hiatus.
It must be on hiatus. I get a lot of feedback. People want to mount farm, so I tell them to go ahead and set it up, and then nothing happens. Yeah. I mean, I love you guys, but it happens all the time.
But Bozjan's happening. We're at war right now, Yelta. There's more things at stake.
We are at war.
Than just mounts.
Yeah,
although I do want the mount out of Bozja.
What?
I do want the mount out of Bozja.
Yeah, I have the one that you buy with the clusters, but I all the lockboxes I've opened, I've not gotten the mount at all. I want it just for completion's sake, but honestly, it's not my favorite looking mount.
Right.
But no, I had a really good time with multiple, just free company, strangers, friends who aren't in our groups. It's been a good couple weeks. And I played a lot of other games. It is the season, so I've been playing a lot of... We did play some more Among Us at one point, I think, as a free company. Some of us played more Among Us. Mm-hmm. And then I've been playing Phasmophobia, that ghost hunting one.
Oh, my God. About that. Yep.
Huh?
I've been hearing a lot about that.
Oh, my God, it's so good. It's terrifying. Vike from our free company came, and my son and I were playing it last night, and I'm like, you want to come play? And she's like, okay. And we were currently in a game, but we were all in voice chat, and she's like trying to go boo or whatever, and I'm like, stop it. I'm like, seriously. And she's just laughing or whatever. And then when she gets in the game and we play a few games together, she's like, don't go boo, it's too freaky. So I'm like, aha.
Goes around, comes around.
It's spooky. We ran into a lot of bugs, though. In fact, this morning they fixed a lot of the bugs.
That's good.
In theory. So, but yeah, played a ton of other stuff. I'll talk about that on my other podcast. So, let's see. Then we did, just in general, Bozja feedback thread. I know last time I complained, we both complained pretty hard about how it's more efficient to do the fates outside. To do the Heavensward Fates. And I still maintain that position, but I have since gone farming for other things, for cluster farming and some other stuff, and you get a lot of drops.
Sure.
You do get a lot of drops in Bozja, and you could get all your relics just by staying in there, but it's still faster outside. I've still found myself going out and doing some fates to shore up my amounts.
Right,
just because it's 100%. But it isn't as bad as I was bitterly complaining about a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, we were like, this is bullshit, kind of is how I felt. But I'm still a little confused. And then you had a piece of feedback that I mentioned, too. What was it, the tag?
Yeah, I think that the first time we were talking about this, in Bozja we were talking about this, but they're no looking for group tag, like the green tag, or some easily searchable thing in the list. Like you hit a button and it floats the people who are looking for a group to the top. And I know, that's so Final Fantasy 11-ish, but
we had it in Eureka, and I used it, and other people used it. So
yeah, I'd like to see more features that do something like an auto group feature. If you turn a thing on, that it'll auto group you with somebody if they want to hook up or do something like that. And they may be talking, way too far out, but Bozja's got a lot of good, and I think they'll clean up some things and make it even better as it goes into it. One of the things I've been hearing rave reviews about is the lost actions. These actions, the fact that, well, they're not lost actions because you don't lose them when you get out, and they're fantastic, and they've a better deal because you don't have to like build and make the synergy. Although I do think that'll come back if they decide to go with an alchemist, or not an alchemist, a chemist job in some degree. There'll be some mixing, I believe, but this system is above the previous iteration of the lost actions, and so rave reviews are about that. Everybody's loving the Castrum. I haven't heard much negative stuff about Castrum in general.
The stuff I've heard about was that it was required to finish the storyline. However, I think it was a troll post.
Well, possibly. It depends. Is it a male rogue,
Highlander
that's posting it?
I should have linked it because it really read like that. In fact, I think the first response was, "Ha, you almost got me.
You almost got me, male Highlander with the black beard, but you're just a troll." There's actually a feedback thread that I was looking at, and it's been several days now that I've looked at it, but. A lot of people are loving it. I've heard some comments about the aesthetic. I do kind of get that the aesthetic is war and it's supposed to be kind of just tore up and all that stuff. My critique about the aesthetic is it's too tiered. It's like low tier, middle tier, upper tier. There's no kind of like nook and cranny kind of cool little niche-y area.
It's very
like that.
Straightforward, pre-planned. Yeah,
it's pretty basic, very basic. So that's a critique I have with the zone. But I get that you can't do all kinds of majestic things with it because it's supposed to look like World War I or something going on out there. But on your point with the drops, I did a little solo white mage action. I think it was actually that night that I was doing the death farming, and I came across a group, and I did not a skirmish, but what's the critical engagement, and I finished the critical engagement. I just did it solo. It was one of the lower tier ones, and it was pretty easy to dodge the mechanics, and made it out alive. And I got a green Jolly Rancher out of it. I got one of the 6 that you need of that stone or what have you. And I was like, well, that technically would be faster than the 19 minutes it would take me inside of a anti-tower. However, if it's not 100% guarantee, I could do 10 critical engagements and potentially not get a green Jolly Rancher out of it. Yeah. So that's kind of the give or take. Hey, I like the Bozjan content more than I like bashing my head against anti-tower 6 times in a row and killing Muppets and the dolls at the end and just like, ugh.
Oh, and I just left my quest open, so I had enough before I accidentally turned in too many quests. I had enough to do like 6 relics.
And that's where I'm at now. I unlocked it for Paladin and took it to the level where I'm getting greens, and I unlocked it for Black Mage where I'm getting the red, blues, and yellows. And so I'm just collecting them, and I'll wait till I get enough greens to finish Paladin, and I'll take one up, and then I'll move Black Mage to the greens, and I'll move something else. So I'm just going to keep a rotation of them, one at tier 2, one at tier 3, or what have you, so I can just kind of keep that flow going, the same smart idea that everybody else has had. And it works. If you're going to spend long times in Bozja, it's better. Why would you just knock out that relic real fast? I think if you wanted to go for that one relic, right? Like if you're behind and you want to get a relic or two, go the Fate route. That's what I did for the first one, so I can get the Summoner book up, and I'm set. Some battle content.
I have an unlucky streak. I haven't been in the middle zone as much.
Yeah.
So it just was easier to go shore them up.
Sure. You're knocking it out, right? It's an opportunity to knock it out. And it actually was an opportunity for me to level some 60 jobs a bit because I was running in Heavensward zones, right? So that worked out. But I don't know. It's super fast. It's a lot faster than I guess I would like. I understand the premise, and I kind of understand the timeline because 5.4 is coming, and we're going to get weapons in 5.4, and, you got raid weapons on top of savage weapon, not savage, but, savage weapons on top of new primal weapons. So we're going to be swimming in weapons at 5.4. I guess get your jollies off now for your new piece of glamour that it's going to be in 5.4. And whatever, but it's good content. If you look at it as a long-term affair, it's good content because you can do multiple things in it. But as you get all your characters to 80, as you get all your relic weapons done, and you get through the story, it's just, hey, let me try to get some lock boxes, I guess, to farm mounts and that kind of thing.
Oh, I found the thread, by the way, and all the started threads by the same guy. Bozjan's story locked behind extreme level rank 10 content. And then he also has another fantastic one called Asking People to Improve is Toxic, Ageist, and Ableist. This is the guy who was complaining that the level 10 quests are locked behind doing Bozjan front. I'm sorry, you don't even need full 48 people. You can easily carry less skillful or slower people. My ass was probably carried through it. I got raised a dozen times my first time through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this person's thread history has a lot of...
Why white mages should be deleted, why,
It's
those
disgusting the game is promoting smoking because of the Carpenter quest. Please add trigger warnings to intense moments in the story. Final Fantasy XIV is not made for hardcore players. He's got a couple of locked threads. Yeah.
Does he have a number at the end of his name?
Yeah, Military Vet 123.
Ah, well,
it's
wasn't
not a
even
row. It's not a man cat.
It's not the same numbers as I was thinking, because there was another one that had like a 4, 5, 6. So I was like,
yeah,
these aren't trolls at all. Fake news. All right. Well, anyway, that's my Bozja feedback. It's good content. I don't have any problems with it.
I'm still enjoying it.
I'm still enjoying it. And if you're not trying to rush a relic too bad, you'll be good. If you want to rush a relic. You got another option to do that. And when are we thinking 5.4? Did they give us a date, or they give us
early December?
Early December. So we
have early December.
So you got about a month and a week, I guess, to play with your relic, and for it to be probably relevant. So I get it, Yoshida.
Oh, yeah, well, and they know what day they're gonna do it. Excuse me. They know what day they're gonna do it, and it's gonna be soon enough, I hope. All right, you can shoot the shit with us on our website, www.gtffxiv.com. While you're there, let us know what you've been up to. The first round is news. We have Letter from the Producer Live, part 60, digest released. I don't even remember, man. We already covered the stuff in this letter, but the digest itself.
Like 100 years later? When did this come out? I don't know. 2020 is a thing, so it's hard to it's hard to say. So yeah, okay, yeah. This is 5.4 special part 1. They're talking about futures rewritten. So this is all the information we've gotten before. We've gotten some of these screenshots, new dungeon, new chronicles, new raids, Save the Queen updates. The Resistance Weapons update won't be implemented during 5.4 and is scheduled to be a minor patch, 5.4X. But cool. Yeah, we've covered all this stuff before.
We've covered all this, but again, they did put in a nice. People aren't liking these, apparently. I was the second person to like any of them. Yeah, but they're all there with the timestamps, and all the slides are in there clear. But again, fan sites have already done it. Mm-hmm. All right, play free for up to 4 days in the latest free login campaign. This runs October 20th through November 23rd, and you can have 4 days free. Again, I think that still counts download and patching time if you run into that. Mm-hmm. I think you also have to have had inactive for 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay. This is no different than the last few. So, no real big news there. But if you feel like coming back and checking stuff out or just saying hi.
Well, it's a good time. I mean, we've been talking about Bozjan content. I mean, I think this is a good time to taste everything that's offered to see if that's if you want to get real deep into it. But it's still fun. I still have a lot of fun with it. And what did they give? They gave a WoW date for their pet, and I think it's. Did they say November 23rd for that?
I didn't. All I've seen is I hope 14 and WoW's patch dates don't land on the same time. Is the only stuff I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, that's not how you search for things on Twitter. Yeah, World of Warcraft though. I know that they just put out this date. November 23rd is Shadowlands. So you can do the free login campaign up till November 23rd, and then go right back to WoW where you came from, and go back to WoW where you came from.
Well, if you were already a player of the game and caught up, you could knock out Bozja in 4 days worth of hours.
No, legit.
Yeah. All right. We also have, of course, it wouldn't be. A note it wouldn't be Final Fantasy XIV without new optional items available. The new item is actually Alphinaud's clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a onesie, guys. It's kind of funny because it's one piece.
Yeah.
It's not. You still have to wear the ridiculous boots, which I'm sorry, go ahead. I know you said you love, but I don't like.
They're ice skates. I don't know what else to call them.
They're very weird.
Crazy looking.
Charlene's Prodigy's suit.
Now it is both Alizé and Alphinaud. Like if you wear it as a female, you're getting.
Oh yeah,
Alizé.
Yep. The legs thing is on the other side.
Yeah, and the red and green crystal because I think I tried it on. I think a female was wearing it, and I tried it on. I'm male character. And the color, of course, one crystal is different from the other. So, yeah. I don't have a problem with the outfit. I've read a thread that somebody was all pissed off because they bought it thinking it was a multiple piece suit.
I wish
when
it was
clearly
multiple
was posted. But yeah, I wish it was multiple.
I would wear the top, but not the pants. Or if the shoes were part of boots, I would even wear the pants. But I won't probably. And it's $18 for a onesie.
Yeah, I think they could have separated the top and bottom. Like, I think that would have been a good compromise. If the pants were separate from the top, people would wear the top and would ditch the pants. But unless you're Coheti and you love the shoes. But I think if they would have just kept the shoes and pants as one thing and the top as a separate thing, I think there'd be less salt over this.
Crankiness, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I probably wouldn't buy it. It's cute, but it's $18, and to be fair, I think I critiqued when I first saw this. I don't see a Lalafell in the preview. Must look like shit on a Lalafell. Except I tried it on, and it's cute.
Yeah, they show one little Lala at this little tag at the top, but you don't get to see the bottom.
Oh yeah. All right, and then the other stuff is what is that emote? The Manderville Cactar's little dance. That was from a Make It Rain campaign previously.
Right.
Araman Mount and a couple of All Saints Wake poster and that yard pumpkin thing.
Yep.
But as you know what I'm going to say.
I know it. I was ready to say it if you weren't.
Yeah, where's the Rainmaker hairstyle? I know people are losing their goddamn shit about it, and there's just people have too much time on their hands or something, and they're really arguing about this. But I'm like, put it in the game, but just give it to us. They have responded. Did you see that?
They came out and responded that they were going to.
They're like, they heard our feedback and they're going to look into it, which I think is what they should do.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's too far of a stretch for them to just add it as part of the content or whatever. I hope they don't sell it. I mean, I hope it's an in-game item. I hope they don't
put it on the Mog Station.
Yeah, don't put it on the Mog Station. Make it an in-game item that you can purchase through the,
Oh no, here's what they're saying. The thread is another year without Rainmaker hairstyle. The response is, "Hi everyone, thank you all for your feedback. We are currently considering the possibility of making Modern Aesthetics Rainmaker available as an optional item. Please keep an eye out for further updates." That means cash
so it's for
out.
sale. Yeah, it's for sale.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But at least
people
it
will
would be
buy
available.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least it'll be available. I'm salty that all this stuff goes in the fucking cash shop, but...
Well, true. Yeah, that's why I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, "Hey, throw it in some existing stuff." But no, they have to sell it, and people are upset about that too. I mean, I've heard this game, be referred to as Cash Shop 14 and all kinds of other things, and so, that's kind of par for the course. But and I would think that's an easy toggle. I mean, the hairstyle was already available in one iteration of the game for you to get it, so it should be easy for them to add something like that to the cash up. They're not recreating anything. It's not something that didn't already exist and they're having to make. I feel like
I have it. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's just something they just put on a list and add it in a recent patch or something. So or an emergency deal or something. Not even a patch. It's just it goes on the Monk Station. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, then watch the latest episode of Duty Commenced. Looks like the team went to Bozjan Southern Front and also did some PvP front lines. I didn't watch this. I was working.
I doing on Friday? I think I was out. I think I had something outside on Friday, and I didn't get a chance to watch this. But let's see here. I'm gonna skim through. Aya's doing her thing, and they're playing around. Let me skip to the.
Oh, they're doing the critical engagement. That's the scorpion-looking guy with the AOEs. Did she get hit?
Very cool. I'm looking at the community commendation stuff. A lot of cool art. I was looking to see if there's any musical acts like we had on the previous episode, but it doesn't look like there's any. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, that was that last one that Husky by the Geek and Alex McCullough, I think, who did that number together, and then Soken added his little Moogle chirps to it. So.
Sure, yes, that was cute.
Yeah.
So there was that. All right, then we have a reminder that the Make It Rain campaign started on the 21st and ends on November 20th. You still have plenty of time to get in there and get some MGP and do the long and exhaustive quest.
Any strategies for getting MGP? I mean, what comes to mind is obviously playing your scratch off tickets every day. Work your strategy there. Work for the 1, 2, 3s if you can, and then pick up the triple triad if it's available. You don't have to play, but pick it up so you get your 1,000, and then go present yourself to what's his doodle,
Masked Rose,
the Masked Rose, and you can do that one because I think the stars is it? It's not Noriko, but the other star, Miss Kayoko Star. Will put on her Twitter the fashion of the week, and you can go to Reddit, I'm sure, and look up fashion of the week if you want a cheat sheet on what to wear, what colors to dye to get your full points. But you can get some good change out of that. So, Yelta, do you have any other methods that you use to farm?
No, those are I look at my challenge log and I try to do my challenge logs, and I think we were gonna run the MGP buff for the free company for the entire period. I don't know if that's still going on, but it was last time I was on.
Yeah, same here.
We have some responsible people who actually go in and remember to put the buffs up.
I've been using my Doots to farm the Make It Rain, the MGP buffs, because those are the tier 3 buffs. When you get buffs from your squadron, they are tier 3 buffs. So I try to run those weekly for at least the 5 of whatever it is. The gathering and crafting XP up ones are almost worthless now because of the fast ways that you can get stuff. But things like the battle experience scrolls, I think those work in Bozja. I think all that stuff still works, and even if it doesn't, I still pop it because I'm doing other things outside
probably swimming
or whatever.
in them anyway.
I am. I've got like 60 some odd plus, and I don't think using them all. I think even if I used half or a little more than that, I could finish all my jobs. It wouldn't be a stretch, and I do that for spirit bonding. even more so now, spirit bonding is kind of a cool buff to have as a third buff. So let's say your free company is running buffs and they run 2 good buffs that you like, you could still throw on that spirit bond buff or the spirit bond potion and you know, get some free materia while you're running content. There's just a lot of ways to play, but I think the squadron is, if you're not doing your squadron, listener, you should really work on your squadron to farm some stuff, because there's some pretty decent buffs that you can get out of it. So I've been running the MGB buff. You know, the free company's been doing a good job doing it, but if I can get that 15%, especially when I do my scratch offs or if I go in and do triple triad, I'll do it. And then with triple triad, of course, if you're playing in the tournaments, and you're playing NPCs, you can win cards. And if you're playing like the Lord, the top tier one in that content, you'll get some decent cards that are like 500 or 800 MGP or whatever. And then, you know,
for turning them in.
And then you know, it's good stuff. So there's a lot of ways to get points.
Yeah. Just go in and play. You know, I look at my challenge log and try to knock off whatever I feel like doing. There are some of the training Lord of Minion ones are really easy if you have like 1 or 2 pretty easy ones to get. They take just minutes to just destroy them.
I mean, here's another... Yelta, I've heard that the ones that you buy from Mog Station or you get from art books or you get from like CDs and stuff, those minions are better than some of the ones that you can do in game. At least there was one time, like if you ran like a bunch of Dalamuds or something like that, things that you got from like some of the CDs or art books.
Some of the guides I have, they're all easy to get ones.
Yeah, you could destroy some stuff.
Yeah, there's all the ones that I've seen, the guides how to just do your weeklies or whatever. You don't need any exciting ones.
That's good to know.
There's usually a parallel one that's just as good, but I don't know. I haven't done a scientific thing. I did get through in the last couple months. I did get through a couple more. I never have finished that in all the challenges. And the one was just kicking my ass, and I went to a site that told you how to do it or whatever.
Is that how you get
through a couple more?
Twintania?
I think it's the Twintania minion. Yeah. I kind of want her, but I'm not good at whatever the fuck this stuff is. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird content. I also don't like that I can't do it. Well, I guess it makes sense because you have to finish the whole round or whatever, but you can't be like queued up and do it. Right.
You have to go to a special place and do it. That's how I feel about Doman Mahjong. That's not my bag. I mean, not the minion stuff isn't really either, but I never tried, and I just don't know if I have enough brain cells to put toward Doman Mahjong. I could stare at a bunch of minions and click crystals and do some of that stuff. You know, that's to me is some drunk content and, you know, just sitting there staring at the screen or whatever. That or playing solitaire. I don't know. But, yeah, it's weird. That's why I like Triple Triad. You know, you're actually out. You are on the field. You are somewhere. You have to travel to other cities. I'm in Turncliffe. I'm in some Citadel. I'm this place. This whole and getting cards from things instead of I have to go to one stationary spot and play this thing. I just think that's why, to me, Triple Triad is the supreme of all Final Fantasy mini games. Maybe the slide puzzle from Final Fantasy 1 when you hit select and A, B, or whatever it was. But, I love me some Triple Triad. And I'm excited because those rules, we're going to get some new rules. We're going to get some new ways to play that. I'm
hoping for some rebalancing of the whole thing and make it more fun and more interesting and easier. I'm looking forward to the faster Mahjong game. They said that they're going to have that shorter one. And I would that's the only thing keeping me from doing it is it's an investment.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to, I do play some Triple Triad occasionally. Usually there's something else I could be doing, but sometimes I just get it in the mood of, especially if I get my list out again, which cards don't I have? Then it becomes its own mission. All right, then we have a couple of What's on Tap, Developers Blog and Tracker. We've got 2 Developers Blog. First one is, consider a parasol. It looks like rain.
Hey.
Yeah. So this is just about the Make It Rain campaign. They show the NPC to go talk to, and they show the question mark on your head emote, and what rewards you can get. And what rewards they're talking about are just general MGP. They show the Saboteur Emperor, the 2 million MGP minion or mount. You know, they show the Archon Throne, the gold paper parasol.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's not misleading, but it's a little like, I don't know. You're just getting MGP. You get a question mark and you get MGP. You can buy whatever you want when you get enough MGP. But. Yeah.
Well, and I think I kind of think they're thinking the event's 50% increase in MGP. The story is just to get you there. Mm-hmm. You know.
Did you notice the NPC that starts you off? That's the guy that was in the Cactor suit that we helped the last time.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't. I thought there was a connection, but I was not making it. So. Mm-hmm. All right. Then we have Final Fantasy XIV Backstage Investigators #1. This is lengthy and I didn't read it, but it's about main scenario writer Banri Oda. So they created this blog series that they're going to talk about stories from the team members who work on Final Fantasy XIV.
Well, that's neat.
So they interviewed them, and there's a lot of screenshots, some stuff in the game.
Yeah, and Oda he's the big lore boss. He's Koji Fox's boss. Everything's got to go by Oda. If it's not in Eorzea, it's not in 14. If it's 14's lore, if it doesn't go by Oda, so it's impressive to see Oda's thoughts and stuff. For a while, we didn't even know his name. He went by like Mr. something, Mr. M or Mr. There was some kind of
I don't remember.
There was a hidden title or something that they were like, oh, everything has to pass by, the secret one or the. Something, I don't know, and so we didn't really get a lot of Oda until I think post Heaven's Word. I think we started really hearing about who Oda was, but I too didn't get a chance to really read over this. The only thing that really jumped out of me was the dwarven decking, because I thought that was a sex move or a position or something, and then I found out it was actually a punch, which could still be a sex move. But it's not one that I want to be involved with. But dwarven decking is not what you thought it was. Yeah, it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. I had a picture in my mind. It was not good.
What about the Granson kick? That could be. Is that sexual?
Yeah, I mean, depends on where I'm getting kicked. Depends if it tickles or... Pain is so close to pleasure, Yelta.
Oh, my God. This is the wrong podcast for that. They talk a lot about they're just kind of relieved that to even have a patch with COVID going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the release schedule and
it's something. It's hard. Such a hard topic to talk about, like about delays and things of that nature. We, tongue in cheek, we laughed about Cyberpunk at the beginning of the podcast. And it's like, I want to have a measure of grace. And say, wow, we're all dealing with this work from home, and it's difficult, especially when you're in a high-tech job, to do the kind of things that you would normally do in the office, and then there's the psychological stuff, and this is just a huge topic to talk about. And then on the other hand, I want my shit. I want to play games or whatever. I'm not into that. I didn't pre-order Cyberpunk, so I don't have any dog in that fight. But you want it. You want content. You want to play something. We tend to, as human beings, get a little myopic at times and go, hey, what about me? I want my game. I want my plaything. And when the pandemic first hit, I saw people receiving delays on certain games because Amazon had delays. There was a game, I don't remember what it was, but there was something real popular that came out in like March or April, and everybody was dying to get it, and it was slow coming out because Amazon had some delays. And I know there was somebody in the Final Fantasy community that posted something about, I wish my game would get here. I can't believe it got delayed. And they got waylaid on Twitter about, how dare you, these work. Hold on, let me put 3 soapboxes on top of each other so I can virtual signal from way up here. But and I get it. I'm not being,
It's okay to be disappointed, but being disappointed and say something about it isn't the same as like losing your goddamn mind.
Well, or a death threat or anything stupid like that or whatever.
It's
so
not
there's
DEF
some kind
CON 2 or something.
Oh my god! But so there's a happy medium to something. But I do congratulate these guys for able to adjust this. 6 weeks. I mean, yeah, that's a delay. We dealt with a delay in a patch cycle as well, and. 6 weeks, it can be a long time, but to think with what really the scope of everything that is going on worldwide, it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. And they're still on track. They're still putting things together. They still have an idea. It don't fill that haunted house, but, what can I say? I'm not boot looking here. I want content too. And I think the Rainmaker hair, that was a good step. I know that doesn't have anything to do with the pandemic so much, but I think that's a step in the right direction for at least being out there and listening, because they could just put their finger in their ears and just kind of keep on with the stuff. But you got to keep people happy. I mean, this is a time that, I think we do need to watch out for each other, maybe a little extra than we had been before. And I think that knowing that the 14 team is listening to even a small thing like getting the Rainmaker hair out or whatever, it's comforting to know that, hey, things will be good even now, and wow, how much better it'll be when Final Fantasy 16 comes out. So, that's not what I meant to say. How much better it'll be when the pandemic's over and we're all back to normal. I don't know what that means. I'm deluding myself. Maybe 16 will come out before any of that stuff will happen. With Clive, you have any comments about Clive, Yelta?
Clive is a fine name.
I think it's a fine, upstanding name, Yelta. I think Clive.
Nothing wrong with that.
I think Clive sounds a lot like Cecil or Cecil. It's very British sounding, and I don't think it's too far off. We have had a character named Butts, so I think Clive is a little better than that.
Well, it really falls into people will bitch about anything.
Yeah, true.
It's dumb. I don't know. Does it hurt you that something's named? I mean, what other stupid ass names, have we? We've had way stupider names in Final Fantasy games. Probably
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't know too many people named Furion. I don't have too many friends named Warrior of Light. So, whatever. No, all my friends are the Warrior of Light. To me, Warriors of Light.
Oh, boy. And that's kind of it. I know it's only been an hour, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's, it ain't popping off just yet. But we'll get, before terribly long, I guess we'll get that part 2. Probably not before the next episode, but maybe we'll get a part 2 to that live letter. And I think we'll see a lot of 5.4 in that. I'm hoping to hear what they decide about a fan fest or some degree of something that they want to do virtually. So I'd like to see more information about that. And anything else they can throw at us, I'll take it.
Yep. Well, and I don't have all my relics yet. I'm still missing a couple mounts. There's still stuff for me to do, but I don't want to burn out either.
Right.
Okay, then it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You can find links to all of our episodes and blog posts on our website, www.gtffxiv.com. While you're there, please leave us a comment. And if you'd like to, you can support us by clicking the donation button. And you can find us on Twitter at GTFFXIV. Email us at gtffxiv@gmail.com. Please rate us. And personal plugs, Ruby.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at RubiconVale, RubiconVale.
And you can find me on Twitter at Yeltasumasu, YELTASUMASU. As always, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.